for the pain I hide. This night ain't for the pain I hide, 'cause the pain I hide gon' fall apart.
Acabo de aterrizar en Los Ángeles y te cuento que en segunditos vas a ver mi encuentro con parte del elenco de Harley and the Davidsons, esta serie que tiene 3 capítulos que vas a poder disfrutar por Discovery Channel. Te digo, lo vale, te la súper recomiendo y sobre todo presta mucha atención porque muchos de los actores seguramente los conoces. Estoy llegando a la round table donde van a estar sentados los talentos de Harley and the Davidsons, la nueva serie. En realidad es un evento de 3 episodios dentro de Discovery y lo que vas a ver por detrás es la mesa. Ahí está, varios periodistas de distintos países, vamos a estar sentados hablando con los protagonistas y lo vas a ver, por supuesto, en segunditos. Adentro del salón, acá donde estoy, se hace el TCA, pero también, ahí vas a ver, por detrás mío, allá están los actores que van a dar la nota ahora, van a estar contando de qué se trata lo que van a promocionar Harley and the Davidsons, pero acá mismo se hacen los Golden Globes. Exactamente, los Golden Globes se hacen acá se hace la ceremonia, pasan las celebrities más importantes del mundo por esta sala y estoy parado en ella. Robert, él interpreta uno de los personajes dentro de Harley and the Davidsons. Thank you for your time. What can you tell me about this episode event?
What can I tell you about the show? I mean, it's the beginnings of an amazing company. It's a story about the adversity and creative idea and all the problems that go along with that. It's a fantastic story about friendship.
Right. I have to tell you, I'm a big fan of Game of Thrones.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
You know him. You have to protect him. Promise me, Ned. Promise me. Promise me, Ned.
For you, as a viewer, who will own the Iron Throne?
Oh,
For you, As
a viewer,
Yes.
Who will end up with the Iron Throne? I have no idea. I mean, the obvious choice is Daenerys, I think. But
love
I
her.
think yes, me too. I think Game of Thrones has a tendency to tease and then something very different happens. So,
Yes. Will you be in the next season?
no,
No, not yet.
not yet.
Okay. Jessica Camacho es una estrella internacional y está conmigo en este momento. Estamos en Los Ángeles porque estrena Harley and the Davidsons y quiero preguntarle todo sobre justamente este episodio triple que vas a ver en Discovery. Thank you for your time. Congrats for this movie.
Thank you
for
so
this
much.
movie. Well, it's like a movie. It's like a movie.
See, almost, yes.
It's like a movie.
It's a miniseries, see?
Okay. What can you tell me about the reaction you have when you first received the script?
Bueno, it's very exciting. It was such an exciting thing to get a script set back in the 1930s. So you go back in time, back during the Depression in America, where people were struggling to survive. They were struggling to put food on the table. And my character, Rhea, she is part of a motorcycle crew who basically build their own bikes and then they race them. And whoever wins the race, and they sell the bikes, and then they have money for food, and then they have money to build the next bike, the next bike that they get to race. So it's going back to a time where people were struggling to survive and they were struggling to fulfill their dreams, and I just connected so much to that. I connected to her strength and to the spirit of survival and to the spirit of when it was a time when women were not it was not acceptable to be on a motorcycle. It was not popular for women to be racing, and yet women were. They wanted to compete. They wanted to prove that they were good enough. They wanted to prove that they were strong enough, and they had to really be good enough. They had to be just as good, if not better than the men, to prove that, you know, we deserve to be here. And you know, their lives were dedicated to breaking boundaries and to living life on their own terms, and I just was very excited to do
Right,
that.
you are like a strong woman.
Thank you.
Yeah. But what do you have in common with your character?
I mean, I think that, you know, I have the spirit of adventure that she does, and I want to see my life go to wherever the road leads, and that's what it's like when you're on a bike. You go where the road takes you, and you want to see how far that road goes, and the twists and the turns, and that's very much how I live my life. And I want people to be encouraged to do the same thing. When you watch this, I want you to feel inspired to go find your own road, to see where it takes you, and to just let your worries go and let your fears go and be strong enough to go live your own adventure.
And what was the most difficult scene you had to shoot for the Harley and the Davidsons?
Every scene where I was
Every
on the
scene?
bike was the most difficult, because, you know, it's me and I'm on the bike and I'm like, okay. And these are replicas of the old bikes and, you know, they're not like the modern day bikes. They're very scaled down. They're very intense bikes to ride, and they demand your focus and your attention. So every scene where I was on the bike was my most difficult. And I was just thinking, don't run into the camera. Don't run into the camera, you know, and I didn't. And so everybody was safe, nobody got hurt, and it was good.
And the last one, what kind of TV shows out of Sleepy Hollow, Harley and the Davidsons you like to watch?
I like to watch?
Yes.
Oh, gosh. That's a good question. I like stories that challenge the human being to look at yourself in a new way. They take you outside of the norm, what you're used to. You know what? I just watched that new show, Stranger Things.
I'm the biggest fan of Stranger Things.
I'm obsessed.
I was with the boys
What?
3 days ago. Yes.
I'm jealous.
I was talking with
really
the
jealous.
director.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
They need to put me on that show. Just so you know. No, I love
Stranger Things fun.
Exactly. But fantasy, shows that go beyond the realm of the normal, what's possible, and they say, well, what if? Those are my favorite shows.
Right. Give a kiss to Argentinian fans, please.
I love you.
Kiss.
I love you.
Argentina.
I love you, Argentina.
Gracias.
Gracias. A ti.
Mua. Estamos llegando a uno de los locales más importantes que tiene Los Ángeles de Harley Davidson para seguir viviendo la experiencia de estas motocicletas. Así que quédate de ese lado que voy a estar manejando una. Bueno, míralo vos. Which is the difference between Harley Davidson and other brands?
That's a good one. Oh, you're recording this too?
Yes.
Great. The big difference between Harley Davidson and other brands is the history. We've been building bikes and making bikes continuously for over 100 years. And it's all American made, in-house. And a lot of what you see around here, like this Harley Davidson dealership compared to other ones, it's like we're a family-run business. The family has a hand in it, every day for the last 34 years. Like every day you could come in here and you could see Bill Bartels, who's the grandfather here. Bill's son, Ron, is our general manager. Ron's son, Nick, is our sales manager. All three of their wives work upstairs in our office. Nick's wife just had a baby a year ago, and Hudson's here every day. If he were here right now, I'd be able to be like, that's my boss. That's Hudson Bartels. You'll meet him someday.
And which is your favorite model? Classic model.
Classic model. I mean, a panhead is always a beautiful bike. That's why I ride a Softail, because I like how they look. Yeah.
Right. Thank you.
No problem.
Harley Davidson. Con las motos de fondo llegó el momento de subirme a una de las Harley Davidson, así que bueno, vas a ver qué es lo que pasa en segunditos nomás. Acá estoy con todos los periodistas, amigos, que vamos a disfrutar. Ahí se abrió el ascensor, chau, me meto. Lo que estás escuchando es el ruido de una Harley Davidson. Me voy a subir para sentir el placer de estar arriba de una moto, pero de una marca, la marca número 1.
Have you ever rode a motorcycle? No. No, never.
My face was very funny.
Squeeze this, all the way. And take that down. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Harley and the Davidsons en octubre.